Oklahoma on a Saturday night. OKC Energy coming off of perhaps its best performance of the season, beating Rio Grande Valley 3-1. They welcome in LA Galaxy 2 tonight from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. With Mike Pepper, I'm Ken Levicka. Glad you're with us. The USL on this Saturday. It is hot in the Southwest. We could have some rain later on, but so far so good. And so far so good for LA Galaxy 2 from a superstar standpoint. I think it's fair to call Ethan Zubak a superstar. 7 goals on the season. He is dynamic.
Yeah, and he does it in bunches, and he can do it early in a game too, including that phenomenal finish. That was the opening kickoff, Ken, and that's one of those things where you see a guy go out and he's got, as you mentioned, 7 goals. All of those have come in 2 games.
Oh, no big deal.
Yeah, no. So if he's on the board, you might want to watch him the rest of the game.
And seeing Zubak with the only player 3+ goals in a game, he did that twice so far this season. He had the 4 goals against Las Vegas, May 26th. The 7 goals, he's 4th in the USL, but he's only 1 off the pace right now. And again, 2 games, and look at that conversion rate, 37%. He's on the mark most of the time.
Within striking distance, that's what he is. And, you know, as he said, if you can find him out there, he's going to be able to put that net on goal, and it's dangerous.
OKC Energy, they were miserable on offense to start the season. They went through a stretch of 600+ consecutive minutes without finding the back of the net, but everything's changed. They go to Portland, get a big win. This is a different team now.
It really is, and it's probably one of the bigger upsets of the season here in the USL, just because of where they were. We know that Oklahoma City, a playoff team last year, but the struggles that they had, and they just really didn't show any signs. But they go out to Portland, who was one of the top teams, is one of the top teams in the West, and they were able to put up cricket number, and they did it again against Rio Grande, and now all of a sudden they got 2 W's to show for those.
Yeah, it's back-to-back wins for OKC Energy. Both these teams have 13 points in the table. OKC Energy started 2-8, only 3 goals in that span, but since then the offense has really picked up. LA Galaxy 2, Mike, they do not win away from home.
Yeah, they don't win away from home. They are able to score goals, but they also give them up. We've seen the goal spurts come from the home games. The road game's not so much, a little bit closer, and that might play into Oklahoma City as a favor tonight.
LA, they will score, averaging 3 goals a game in the last 7, but they concede an awful lot. It'll be a good one tonight in the Western Conference. 2 teams looking to stay in the playoff picture. OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2. Starting 11 next, you're watching the USL.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on, with payment options and everything else? Nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Along with former pro goalkeeper Mike Pepper, I'm Ken Levicka. We're at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City, OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2 in a couple of minutes. There is Matt Van Oekel, speaking of goalkeepers. And, Mike, this is one of the best in the USL.
Yeah, it is. And I'm watching the little the nasal spray to get yourself up for it, too. But you know what? If that works for him, because Matt Van Oekel has been outstanding. You see that among the leaders in saves, the clean sheets, on a team that has really struggled as a whole overall. But he's been an anchor playing every minute.
Head coach Steve Cook of OKC has credited him with keeping OKC when things were rough offensively in matches. Let's look at the starting 11 for LA Galaxy 2. Ethan Zubak right of the top of that 4-4-1-1.
Yeah, we talked about him, and they will look for him as a target. And because in those games that they have been able to put up the goals on this season, he was the one, the catalyst. We saw those come in bunches. He's an important part of that offense.
Captain Julian Boucher is back in the starting 11 after missing last game with a suspension due to yellow accrual. OKC Energy, there's Jaime Sia at the top. This is the third straight match, Mike, a 4-2-3-1 for Steve Cook and company. Why change it if you're scoring goals?
That's for sure. I mean, you start looking, we talked about it a little bit as far as the inability. We talked about the 600-minute scoreless, but then able to get a goal. But for the last two games, first two times, they have crooked numbers, and they both resulted in big victories.
OKC Energy had a span of 3 matches in 6 days. And now tonight, a home match against LA Galaxy 2. And then it's on the road in a week and a half to take on San Antonio. Meanwhile, LA Galaxy 2, they are looking for that road victory that has escaped them so far in 2018. And they will see if their youngster, Ethan Zubak, can get the job done for them and produce up top in that formation. Wearing blue tonight, it is LA Galaxy 2 in white. OKC Energy. Both of these teams 13 points in the table. So there's going to be a little bit of urgency, you would have to think, to pick up the 3 points tonight and make some headway on the other.
Yeah, the midway point right in front of us coming up in the next couple of weeks. And certainly if you're OKC, you really like the direction that it has turned around. Such a horrific start, though, and still the leader in the league in losses. I mean, they didn't even get draws for a little while, but it is a big part for them, and if they can continue this run at home, it's going to lead into it with a lot of home games coming up as well.
Yeah, 6 of the next 8 are at home here at Taft Stadium for OKC Energy. And you mentioned it earlier, Mike, you need to take advantage of this now. You picked up a surprising victory in Portland, and now you're back home trying to capitalize, and we are underway on a hot and steamy Saturday night in Oklahoma City. OKC 4-10-1 on the campaign. LA Galaxy 2 at 3-7-4. First meeting of the year between these two teams. Along with Mike Pepper, I'm Ken Levicka, and glad you are with us. LA 4-2-3 all time against OKC Energy, including the 2015 Western Conference Final where LA Galaxy took out OKC Energy.
Yeah, and these teams know each other, and it's there. And Oklahoma City certainly had more success here at Taft Stadium than they have had in L.A.
So LA Galaxy 2 will try to control possession, and they've done a nice job of that so far this season. And the goal scoring, with them coming in 4th in the league right now in total goals scored, that certainly suggests that they take care of the ball, but conceded has been a big issue for them as well. Teams have really found ways to hit them on the counter, but here's perhaps an early opportunity as LA Galaxy 2 gets into the attacking third. Here's a ball fed forward, could not find Frank Lopez, who was trying to cut into the box, and now here comes OKC Energy on the counter.
And an opportunity there. They did stand up. LA Galaxy now trying to retract back on defense.
There's a left-footed shot to the top of the box. It's going to be chested down, though, and LA Galaxy 2 is able to clear it out of trouble. Both teams testing each other early with the speed. That advantage would go to LA Galaxy 2.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit younger, but the experience, you wonder into that sense, how much does that come in for Oklahoma City? We talked about Matt Van Oekel, but many of these players with a lot of experience who are going on, including Justin Chavez wearing the captain's armband, getting a chance to play in his hometown again of Oklahoma City.
Chavez was the captain in the win over Rio Grande Valley earlier in the week. The armband had primarily been worn by Christian Abiaga for the entirety of this season. However, he was suspended due to yellow cards And so Chavez was able to get the armband, and why change it if you came up with 3 goals in a 3-1 win? And there is Matt Van Oekel up to catch that on a hop, the first time any of the keepers tonight have been drawn into action.
Yeah, very important. That ball was a dangerous ball over the top, and when you're the defender running back towards your own goal, you don't want to have to play it, and Matt Van Oekel able to command the top of the area.
This is played to the midfield. OKC Energy trying to build up. 600-plus minutes without a goal in the first 10 games of the season as a pass is a bit too long, and Wade Hamilton comes out to make the catch on a hop. But then OKC Energy finally started to figure it out. Injuries certainly didn't help the cause early in the year, but now 6 straight games with a goal. That is the 3rd longest streak in franchise history for OKC Energy. So really, you've gone from one extreme to the other. And now here is a push forward. Something developing for OKC Energy, looking for the cross. It's low, and this will be played out for a corner. The desperation defense from Gene Angola breaking up that run.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating as Burrell sitting there had it. He had time to look in there, and it was numbers for Oklahoma City, but they were not able to get that ball, and it will result in the corner. Energy
FC and Arvis Bank have teamed to add a new element to home matches. The first ball that leaves the field of play makes it into the stands is for that person to keep. Thank you to Arvis Bank. So here is a corner.
Thought I could catch that one in the booth. Unfortunately, it didn't.
I'm not sure you're eligible, Mike. Here's Philip Rasmussen with an outswinger corner. This will be played down in the box. LA Galaxy 2 looking to gallop forward. But it's given away in the attacking third. This is chipped to nobody in particular, however, by Callum Ross, and that'll be retrieved by Hamilton.
Well, a couple of opportunities here, and we mentioned the one on the Burrell, and you got to beat that front man on it, but they are starting to get to a little possession, getting a couple of turnovers in the third, and eventually, if you continue doing that, it will pay off. And a dangerous chance here is they'll have to scramble forward for the Galaxy.
Yeah, that got a little dangerous for Boucher, but LA Galaxy 2 plays the long ball forward. It's Lopez. Lopez sliding down in the box. He did not try to appeal to the referee. There was minimal contact, lost his footing here on the turf at Taft Stadium. OKC Energy, their defense has been solid for the most part this season. They've had 2 matches against Phoenix where it got away from them, but for the most part, it's been competitive. This is a good ball forward, but Hamilton able to read it and get a first step and was able to beat Barrel to the ball. We're in the 5th minute. Both teams, good pace so far. Both trying to use their speed. Long balls forward. And now it's LA Galaxy 2 in the midfield. Long ball across. Good shape here for LA Galaxy 2, and this will be pushed to the outside. Here's a left-footed cross, takes a deflection, and this will go for LA Galaxy 2's first corner of the night, and we have an OKC Energy defender down, clutching at his ankle, it appears.
It might be Becky. I thought he was back in that sense. We'll see as he's up. It is Drew Becky.
It is. The Canadian gets up. It doesn't look like he's going to appeal to the trainer.
Limping off. You don't want, if the trainer comes out, you got to come off the field, and this corner kick, you want everybody in that you can.
Julian Boucher will send an in-swinger. And here it comes near post, headed away nicely by McLaws.
Dangerous there is Van Oekel coming out, but if you're unsure, you got to head it. That one's still not cleared yet, though.
Schultz plays it up top, right-footed shot, that's blocked down. And now OKC Energy able to get out forward, maintaining the dribble, and now we have a foul.
Well, Burrell got in there, and I think we might see a caution in this. That was a counterattack, kind of a professional foul. He at least wants to have a word with him, but you come in with 2 feet up at that point, and I think it was just going to be the final warning there already for Arellano, who really, it was a smart foul because you did see the numbers. Alex Dixon running up high in the pink cleats there as Burrell coming in into there, and you can see he scissored him up, and fortunate not to get a card there.
Your referee tonight is Laurent Varga, and I do believe, Mike, what you said. There was a warning delivered there.
You always like that little X right across the waist. You know, hey, that's no more. Let the fans know too, but you just got to remember who you did that to.
Yeah.
That's what the beauty of being a referee is.
Absolutely. This is played to the near side. OKC Energy, they have won 2 in a row. That's their longest winning streak of the season. McLaws lost it, though, out of play, and it'll go for an LA Galaxy 2 throw.
Sometimes these bounces on the artificial turf a little higher than you think, and that ball by Chavez, and McLaw's waiting on the line, crept over it just a bit.
Did you play on much artificial turf in your time?
Nothing like they have nowadays. If you did, you were probably going to leave about 3 inches of your skin somewhere on that turf. Yes, my days were much more harsh on that turf.
Have to imagine, too, as a keeper, you're always watching those difficult bounces as well. Here's some potential trouble for OKC Energy in the back, but they're able to draw a goal kick out of it. But pestering up top with Zubac and nearly forced something that could have been an issue.
Yeah, it really was. And that ball, you never know in those deflections. You don't like that forward to be able to get in enough pressure to create some sort of deflection, because you just don't know which way it's going to go. And to finish your thought, when we were on turf, always pants as a goalkeeper. Yeah. Always pants. You had those goalkeeper pants, which nowadays you never see except by those indoor goalies.
Keep your thighs, your shins, your knees intact, at least for another
more
week.
So, and the hips. You know, you start getting the buttocks are like kind of that on that slide.
Yeah, and nobody wants that to become an issue.
Now you get the sliding pants, you have everything, and you got dangerous passes like that. Chavez would have lost 2 inches of skin there.
So Chavez lived to see a pass forward. Rasmussen pushes forward for OKC Energy. It rolls out of play, though. LA Galaxy 2 will throw. The Energy FC Gold Card, a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Terry Parker Solutions, Mama Rita's, and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. LA Galaxy 2, Los Dos, they are 0-5-2 on the season away from LA. It's been difficult for them. This has not been a consistent roster throughout the course of the season as well. They've had some highlight performances. Ethan Zubac, 2 games, 7 goals. That's been phenomenal. The youngster, the 16-year-old now, Efrain Alvarez, has a hat trick as well. He has 6 goals on the season, but you're just getting them in select times. Look at that bounce on the turf and a collision, and it looked like a foot was out of the box for Wade Hamilton when he brought that ball into his chest, and we have injured players all over the place.
Yeah, you see that Hamilton came out, and I believe it was on the rush in, it was Jonathan Brown. And I think that's who's down right now as Brown came in. Brown made the run. Originally, it would have been offside. But when Hamilton came out, he used his head. And at that point is when the collision, holding the wrist. Now you have a Galaxy player down that may have been involved in there as well.
I think that's Angola.
I might be right off that, but I think you're right. We'll get another look at the replay, but Brown is certainly getting a lot of treatment right now.
And look at this hop, the spin that it takes. Hamilton comes out. There's his head. He had his foot on the edge of the box, so Hamilton was fine there.
Yeah, 1 foot was out, but certainly where the ball is, it doesn't matter. You can see the left foot or the left hand getting it. You can see Angola and Brown. And Brown, they're talking about the eye. I think he got some sort of cut. I thought I saw the substitution signal. We'll see, but Brown still hasn't moved a lot into that. I mean, don't want to scare him. And he's moving, but he's still uncomfortable, still looking face down mostly.
Jonathan Brown, the midfielder, a native of Wales, and he is still receiving medical attention. You can see, looks like he's in pain. He is kicking those cleats to the turf.
He's got his shirt pulled up over his eye. And anytime you're coming in, you're seeing him going at almost full speed. Hamilton has to get there first as a goalie. You know you can't use your hands, throw your body up, and it looks like just the sandwich between everything. I don't know, maybe this is more of a mouth issue or something right now, but you can see just a lot of discomfort there for John Brown.
And there you get a look at Gene Angola, a native of Cameroon. You can see a little bit of a lump developing over his right eyebrow. He's trying to make sure that that doesn't swell anymore. But when you discuss this from a keeper standpoint and we look at the replay again, Wade Hamilton did what he needed to do. There was conviction. He was trying to clear it away.
Yeah, he committed. I mean, once you make the commitment, you have to get there first. It doesn't matter. And you know that throwing your body out there to do it. You can see right now Brown, but it might even be the shoulder. Didn't look like he got a lot of contact into, I mean, it was body contact. And you can see might actually even be into the body, where Brown is more so. And then when we just had that slowed down look at it, it looked like Angola and Hamilton actually collided a little bit more, but sometimes you get that knee into the ribs, you get that knee into the back, and it looks like Angola has a little bit of a cut as well.
So the training staff is tending to Angola, and they are holding the shoulder or the wrist up. Yeah, it's the wrist. You're exactly right, Mike. Yeah. And so off comes Brown.
And who will be sub for. I thought I saw that signal a little bit earlier, and that's going to make it a little bit harder on this difficult night, or on this hot night, having to use a sub here in the 13th minute.
So we'll see who OKC Energy opts to go with, and it looks like it might be Miguel Gonzalez, and there he is. He is going to sub in. He had a goal against Rio Grande Valley in the win, 3-1 earlier in the week.
Yeah, and well, the one thing about coming in the 10th minute is you're still pretty warm yourself. You know, you've had an opportunity before the game to get out there, but that's certainly something you don't want to have to do, especially watching a teammate walk off as uncomfortably as he was. But Gonzalez, certainly no stranger to the playing field.
Nope. So Gonzalez is on in minute number 14, and he replaces Brown, who comes off with an apparent injury after a collision with not only the LA Galaxy 2 keeper Wade Hamilton, but also the defensive mid, Gene Angola.
See Hamilton's a ball played back into him. He did have the ball at his feet on the draw. He's going to wait and make sure everyone's ready. A little pressure from Sia.
And so we're back underway after that delay. That was, and we were talking about the turf, and now we have Angola, who is going to receive attention again.
He came back out. I mean, you would think normally, but now he's going to have to probably be subbed off too.
And he looks woozy.
I think he's having eye issues and just saying, I can't see. This is we're going to have to. Yeah, as that comes out over him, you can see he's like going, I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Well, and this obviously comes to the discussion that we hear a lot about now in soccer, and potential concussion protocol and blows to the head. And Angola certainly looked like someone who, once he wasn't getting tended to by the trainer, looked at everything in front of him and his whole perception changed. And so he is going to be helped off, and you wonder if there's a substitution coming now for LA Galaxy 2.
I would think. We are looking at an eye injury. You're talking about a young man on the field, and no matter how much he goes, you did have a blow to the head. So I'm going to expect it to be a substitution on this offside call.
Gonzalez was offside, negating his first touch since coming on for the injured Brown, and we'll see what path Los Dos will take here with Mike Munoz, their head coach, in his second season.
Right now playing with 10. They are getting the eventual substitution loose.
And it looks like we could potentially see Andre Zenga into the match. He would come in and play midfield for LA Galaxy 2, or actually come in the back four. He's a midfielder by trade, but
and they might move someone else perhaps back into that. But anytime you lose those big central defenders, and you see that with Justin Chavez, who's been a holding midfielder, but he's doing a solid job in that back for Oklahoma City. So sometimes you might see a slight shift of position. Maybe you move one of the other defenders inside. But Zenga does seem to be going a little higher, so they probably, I would expect, maybe have dropped someone a little bit.
So Andre Zenga comes into the match. Angola comes off with that blow to the head, that eye injury. So one play takes out two players. And so back to the point I was making about the turf, the ball doesn't take that sort of spin off the turf that leads to that collision if this is natural grass.
That is the thing, you know, obviously expenses, purposes, and you see so many fields around the country. You don't have to worry about the watering. It's so much less or more inexpensive to maintain these fields, but it's not a natural bounce. So many times we'll see this here on a long ball where it's spinning, and it just doesn't take what would normally happen on the grass. And that's what we saw on that longer ball. Maybe held up a little bit, and Hamilton not able to come out, and probably shouldn't have been out into that situation, but you know, he did get to the ball first, and unfortunately, you know, the collision happened. And you know, that's the one thing about soccer. It's a physical sport. So many times people look at the beauty of it, moving the ball around, but when you get into those situations, you can't be afraid to go into a tackle.
Oh, that was a near giveaway in the back. That was a little bit dicey, and Van Okel had to save the day. That was sloppy from Justin Chavez, the back four for OKC Energy.
Yeah, you try to be perfect on those touches, and he was far from it there.
And now a turnover. This is played forward, but it'll be cleared out of the box and corralled finally by Sean McLaws. And now playing out of the back once again is OKC Energy. This time they're successful getting into the midfield, and this is a good ball forward. On the run they come, but the flag is up, and it's an offside. Jose Barrel was offside.
Boy, oh boy, I thought he was behind the ball when it was played to him, but it was the flag was raised, and quickly Galaxy 2 will try and counter, but learn to throw.
A little bit sloppy in the back for OKC Energy. Then they almost hit LA Galaxy 2 napping. Here's the offside. And they call it.
Yeah, they call it right here into this point, but into the run with Gonzalez. But it was Baril who got the ball, and he was 5 yards behind there. That was an unfortunate bad call on that sense. Certainly there was an offside player, but he wasn't the one making the run onto it.
Right, he was not the target.
Yeah, and wrongly flagged from that replay.
And that would have been a run out on Wade Hamilton eventually. And now LA Galaxy 2 trying to build out of the midfield, and there's a giveaway. And now a whistle and a foul. Hitting the turf was Barrel.
A lot can happen in 40 yards, but you know, you like to take those chances if you have that little room.
Quick restart, and that a bit sloppy. Gonzalez was never going to get to that one. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Fandango, Fit Spa, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Mike Pepper, Ken Levicka here with you from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. It is scoreless in the 19th minute, but a lot of this opening nearly 20 minutes taken up by an injury that cost two players, one on each side. Brown for OKC Energy in the midfield. And also, when you look at the defense for LA Galaxy 2, Angola went down after a collision with LA goalkeeper Wade Hamilton. And so now it looks like we're back, and we're at least in a flow of a match, but the flow has certainly been affected by that long delay.
About a 5-minute delay when you look at the two times that Angola went down. And Angola, certainly when you look at it, it was at least an eye injury. We saw the eye be intended to, perhaps a head injury, and certainly you want to be sure on that. And then, of course, the wrist injury to the injured Brown as well.
Alex Dixon will push this off to the left. Miguel Gonzalez, he makes his way forward, left to the area. And now trying to build is OKC Energy. Have some form here with their attack. The first sustained possession of the match is right here with OKC Energy, and it'll be played to the midfield. Here's Callum Ross. Along the touchline, OKC Energy continuing to probe this LA Galaxy 2 defense that has conceded the fourth most goals in the USL in 2018.
Been involved some high-scoring games, that's for sure.
Yes, they have. They have multiple 7-goal games they've been a part of, one on the right side, one on the wrong side. This is played forward. Hamilton saw it roll under him, but Gonzalez unable to catch up to it where he could have tapped it home. Wade Hamilton got away with that one.
Second time here as you see Chavez singling out Gonzalez, at Hamilton caught in no man's land. First time pretty much resulted in injury. You don't like to see that, but that one, Gonzalez needs to get that around on target. Looked up probably a little bit too much at Hamilton as opposed to seeing what he wanted to do with it beforehand.
If that first touch is anything adequate, it's 1-0 OKC.
Yeah, little help coming from the defender, but one versus a defender generally doesn't end well on the defensive side.
OKC missing an opportunity, and here's a throw-in now for OKC Energy. Started 2-8 in 2018. Only 3 goals in that span. Went through a stretch of 600-plus minutes where they didn't score. I talked with head coach Steve Cook multiple times during that stretch, and he said we just got to keep going with what we've been doing. Can't make all sudden changes. You don't want the players to think that you're panicking. And this team now it seems to have paid off.
Yeah.
Steady, stay the course. It was early in the season, and now this is a much different team that looks a lot more formidable.
Talks about it so much, but when you hear a coach speak about it, when you have a team that performance is not going the way you want it, you just got to find something to be confident about, and that win at Portland really seemed to help.
Here's a cross. Van Oekel came up to play it. Instead, it was Becky who needed out a play. It'll be an LA Galaxy 2 corner. Van Oekel and Becky nearly collided with one another.
Yeah, second time we've seen that. I mean, we know that with Van Oekel, with his experience, Becky obviously quite experienced in his own right, but you don't like to see a keeper off his line and have your defender do it. We saw it on the corner kick earlier. That time results in another corner.
Boucher's corner sent to the far post. This is headed up into the air, and OKC Energy able to clean it up, but a foul anyways against Los Dos.
Yeah, anytime you're going to see that, we may have seen those hands up a little high on the defender.
And there's a good look at Matt Van Oekel, one of the best keepers in the USL. Save percentage, 6th best in the league. And he has really done wonders for this OKC Energy team. And Steve Cook, nothing but compliments for him when we talked to him this week, including saying, yeah, Van Oekel, he's a little crazy. But then again, he's a keeper. He said maybe crazy isn't even the right word to describe him. But if you're going to play back there and you know it, you play that position. I'm not making any judgments about you, Mike, but that's sort of how it goes.
I think I'm rather tame compared to some of my former goalkeeping teammates. I can tell you. There are some. And you know what? In relation, seems like the crazier you are, the better. So maybe I should have been more crazy growing up.
LA Galaxy 2 trying to find their footing in this match. OKC has clearly had the best opportunity to this point as we get deeper into the 24th minute. 2 straight wins for OKC Energy. LA, meanwhile, is coming off a 1-0 defeat to Orange County. Before that, though, it had been 2 straight wins.
Yeah, it's been with the Galaxy, they've really gone in spurts. We've seen that. We haven't thought much about Zubac yet today, and he's been kind of the epitome of that. When he's scoring some goals, boy, they come in bunches.
OKC's done a nice job to this point of neutralizing Zubac. LA Galaxy 2 hasn't had much of an opportunity to try and build offense. And a couple of long balls and one attempt at a counter, but for the most part, it's been fairly reined in. Van Oekel will play this forward.
Yeah, Van Oekel, again, such a leader there. And, you know, that is the big difference that we've seen when Van Oekel has gone in there. It's just been a matter of working with the feet. Van Oekel's so good off his line, so good with that. And he's just been improving throughout with his feet.
This will be played across. And it'll be knocked out of play and a throw in coming for OKC. This will be handled by Ibeaga. Ibeaga, who had worn the captain's armband, but Justin Chavez once again wearing it tonight for a 2nd straight match. This point in the season, you're starting to see who's going to hang around and contend and who's not. Do either of these 2 teams, Mike, OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2, strike you as a squad that may continue to push forward, be able to be in the discussion for the top 8?
I think, you know, I mean, obviously what we've seen in the first half of the year, but I think so. I mean, both of them probably won't. You look at the numbers and you look at how the Western Conference so strong with the points already accumulated, and they're working uphill. But, you know, you're starting to see results go, and it's not unheard of to go 5, 6, 7 games with some sort of positive results. And it's amazing with the concentration of how these teams are so close together, what a 6 or 7 game unbeaten streak and higher wins. Obviously, the 3 points is critical, but if you can get 17 points out of 7 games or 17 points out of 8 games, all of a sudden it makes a big difference. And I think both these teams have shown at times to be capable of this.
Well, these are 2 teams that are no stranger to the postseason. LA coming off its worst season in the USL last year, but before that, obvious success. And then OKC Energy, this is season number 5. The previous 4 years, it's been nothing but playoffs.
Yeah.
The inaugural year, no, but 3 straight playoff appearances after that, including 2 trips to the conference finals.
Yeah, and I think that's really the surprising part was the start. But, you know, you go scoreless like that's tough.
Here's a cross, and it was overshot looking to send it right to left. That was Alex Dixon, and it was off the mark, rather Abiaga. Abiaga could not find Gonzalez, who was making a run on the far post.
Yeah, he got in behind the defender, you know, and a lot of times you're going to see that overlapping back, and it almost paid off. But that's the one thing. Sometimes you see those defenders who come up, they can make the run, but it's that final touch. That's why you're a defender. That's
a good point.
It is. Yeah, you see those defenders how many times on a corner kick where they'll go up strong on a header, but if it falls to their feet, it's almost like, what do I do with it?
Here's McLaws. Pushes it over the top, and the flag is up, offside. Unable to keep himself on was Alex Dixon.
I think that one was offside, but you can see Biaga. And that's, you know, I mean, that wasn't a bad ball, certainly, but, you know, your runners are there. You're asking a lot for them to make that additional 3-yard run. You pull that back to the 6 as opposed to 3 yards out, might be a different story.
A Los Dos. LA Galaxy 2, as you take a look at Alex Dixon, was a key part of this OKC team a year ago.
I don't think I can pull off pink cleats, but he does. You know.
Well, there are many people with a lot more flash than you and I, Mike, and Alex Dixon is certainly one of them.
Mine's black with either 3 stripes or a swoosh, it seems. So.
Imagine you with some Johnny Unitas type cleats on, the high tops.
Yes.
LA Galaxy 2 on the run. There's some room to operate in the midfield. This is sent to the outside. Aguilar to the right side of the box, trying to turn the corner. Low cross, and it'll be footed out. And it'll be a corner, the 3rd of the night for LA Galaxy 2.
Yeah, getting around the corner, just couldn't clear that front man, but it was a good run, and you are able to get that ball across. You never know. And if that Oklahoma City defender, some reason, another yard or 2 back, maybe your teammate is able to beat him into it, but it was a good opportunity.
There's Julian Boucher wearing the captain's armband for LA Galaxy 2. He's handled all the corner duties tonight. This will be an outswinger from him. He was taken 11th overall in the 2016 MLS Super Draft by DC United. Now he's in the LA Galaxy system. There's Boucher's corner. Sent to the top of the 6-yard box. Left-footed shot well over the bar. Perhaps a bit ambitious from Zenga, but decided to give it a shot from 10 yards out.
Yeah, and it did fall to him just about right. You can see the dangerous bomb by Boucher here. And there it comes on the fall, and it wasn't bad. You got to keep those on target though, and at least force the defenders on the line or Van Oekel to come up with a save. And that's the biggest thing. I mean, so many times you see players that just don't hit it. It's 8 yards by 8 feet. Put it on target.
Right.
You know, maybe it's blocked, maybe it's saved. You don't have to be perfect, but so many times you'll see. Look, the best goalkeeper in the World Cup, David De Gea. I mean, Ronaldo sat there. You take that shot 100 times.
Right.
And 100 times he saves it. It was just the 101st, it wasn't.
And a mess in the back. Gonzalez got a foot on it. And then another shot attempt is blocked. Barrel couldn't get his foot on it cleanly. And now we have an injured LA Galaxy 2 player. And that appears to be Andre Zenga, who came on earlier in the match for the injured Angola.
Yeah, and he might be down. I think he got hit in the head too. And we will get that hydration break, and we'll see. But then Hamilton has really been sketchy. We've seen him come out probably when he shouldn't. That one he waited a little bit too long on, and it almost created an opportunity. It did create an opportunity, but the Galaxy able to recover and keep it out.
Gonzalez has had a couple of possible no-doubters tonight that he has not been able to get a clean look at. And then Barrel had his shot blocked. You look at the collision here. And then Gonzalez toe poke, no. And then Barrel had his shot blocked. And it appears as if it was Emmanuel Apia, who was able to block that shot attempt from Barrel, because there was no way Hamilton was recovering from that.
Yeah, you can see it. And it was really kind of as you mentioned there, the 2 defenders coming together. But that one step back by Hamilton, if he doesn't take a step back, he's out there. He could probably pick that up relatively easy. And it's not a bad, I mean, this is the learning process that you see a lot of these young players go through. But in that process, that just shows you the expectation as a keeper. You have to make that decision. And if you don't make it right away, you stay. And in that sense, he was able to get to the ball. But if you're able to get to it, you should never have hesitated to begin with.
So the three back there for LA Galaxy 2 in that scenario, Hugo Arellano, Emmanuel Apia, and Wade Hamilton. What should the communication look like there? As we look ahead to the next game for OKC Energy, then we'll get to Mike's point. It'll come on Independence Day. That is Wednesday, July 4th in San Antonio. It is OKC Energy and San Antonio FC. A critical road match for OKC Energy before they come home for 4 of 5. Should be a good one in the Western Conference. Now, speaking from a former goalkeeper standpoint, what should that communication look like to avoid OKC Energy's possible goal opportunity?
In that case, and as we see the play, and we'll get the disputed that on that shot, but we actually heard on the long ball, you could hear Matt Van Oekel doing it. The goalkeeper has to take charge. The reason he takes charge, he's the one that sees everything. He's watching out there. Your defenders are running back. They don't know. Do they have time to turn it? You give it either the away shout or you give it back. You know, nowadays it's tough. I mean, it used to be when I played, you could yell, hey, I'm here. You know, just play it back to me. I can pick it up. Either that or touch back. You just say away or whatever the call is. Now, you got two defenders there. They obviously didn't communicate well enough. But he's got to at least hear that original call. With that, we didn't hear Hamilton waiting back. Goalkeeper's the one who takes the charge just because of his vision on that.
Sia takes a tumble, no whistle, and LA Galaxy 2 gets out on the run. There's a ball played forward. Able to get to it is McLaws, but he'll send it right back to LA Galaxy 2 and Nate Schultz. It's played along the end line. Now a right-footed cross, that's blocked up into the air. It's played back right to Van Oekel. It was Miguel Aguilar, instead of letting it fall for a corner, punched it right at Van Oekel on the near post.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he thought, I don't know what he thought. You know, I mean, at that point, he saw the spin. I think we all assumed it was going to go out, but kind of a gift there for Oklahoma City there.
He did get some good pace on it, if that counts for anything.
Yeah. That's, as a goalkeeper, I'm saying thank you.
Much appreciated. Sean McLaws, who has had a very busy night in the back four for OKC, very proficient evening so far, leads the attack. That pass is blocked away. And it'll be won once again by Justin Chavez.
Yeah, through the first 35 minutes, we've seen some sloppy moments for both teams, but neither team has been able to capitalize to put anything on the board just yet, but it has been kind of careless opportunities in the back.
That was better. Zenga's not going to be able to get to it, though, and this will be pushed back to Van Oekel. Van Oekel, the steady presence back there for OKC Energy. And once again, it's McLaws. Now you see OKC Energy players trying to stay warm. It's not an issue tonight. Kickoff temperature 88 degrees here in Oklahoma City. This area is under a severe thunderstorm watch, so perhaps some rain later on in the night, but hopefully we'll be well gone from Taft Stadium when that happens.
Yeah, and you know, when you talk about the Tornado Alley, as Oklahoma City buried right in the middle of it, you wonder, but slightly beyond tornado season, not that it can't happen, but anytime you hear those severe thunderstorms, everyone's always looking, do I get the storm cellar door unlocked?
Right.
What do we have going on? But yeah, the weather here on the storms, like I said, a hot night, and certainly that's a little more prone to make those storms build up perhaps a little later. And if it does happen and it's just the rain, it would be well welcomed by many people.
Hot and humid, pretty much par for the course in late June here in Oklahoma City. OKC Energy, they've been playing some hot soccer as of late. They've got back-to-back victories, including beating Rio Grande Valley, who started to fall in some hard times, 3-1. LA Galaxy 2, they have some of the best young stars in the entire USL, just don't have consistent rosters out on the field, and that has really been their undoing, especially away from home, where they're 0-5-2, looking for that elusive first win away from Los Angeles here tonight.
Yeah, and really, I mean, like I said, we've seen a couple of breakaway opportunities. We've seen some recoveries defensively, but I don't think either keeper tonight has really been called upon to make a save, even though they've been very involved in a couple of opportunities.
A near collision, and it's Frank Lopez battling for that for LA Galaxy 2, but it's won away by Rasmussen of OKC Energy. LA Galaxy 2, right now there's not a whole lot of ambition with their attack. It's just long ball, long ball, long ball. Now they have it near the attacking third. See if they can't build from here.
Yeah, and they'll find the open man, but did that go off the hand?
That was a handball. That was Aguilar. Make that Adrian Vera, who could not keep it under control. A young team like that, I have to imagine it's easy to get into a rut of long ball. You trust your speed, and it's difficult. This is a very consistent defense for OKC Energy. They're not going to get dinged by that a lot.
Yeah, and so much, you know, and it's a little different when we talk to Steve Cookle about this, who has a lot of experience in MLS, and with this, anytime you're talking about a team associated with another team, you're playing that philosophy. You know, where you're in Oklahoma City, you get your philosophy. It's what you want to do. A lot of times when you see these two teams, it's like, what is the organization's philosophy? And sometimes you want to see what these players can do. And when you have a target like Zubac, you want to find him as often as you can.
LA Galaxy 2 struggling to gain possession right now. A quick whistle and a foul. And it looked like Los Dos were trying with a quick restart, and now they'll fire it away long. And they'll immediately give it back to OKC. Case in point of what we were discussing.
Yeah, and that's, you know, there's 4 defenders back. I don't know if a long ball like that into space is the smartest ball. If you're going to play it across there, drive it over to the forward to let him control it, not to have to run onto it.
McLaws pushed it ahead to Sia, but a heavy touch from him. And LA Galaxy 2 finally has possession. 39th minute, getting late in this first half, though we're expecting some significant stoppage time before we hit the half, with injuries that took out a player on each side in this first half, leading to early substitutions. Here's a chance for Aguilar. Send it to the top of the box, trying to feed it to Zubac. Never found him, and Sia able to at least momentarily stop LA Galaxy's push, but they have it right back. Apia sprays it to the left. Left-footed delivery. Header just wide. Zubac tried to direct it to the near post. Van Oekel was ranging to his left. Ended up not having to make a save.
Yeah, and I think finding the man, and it may have been Lopez on the back here. I know as he found into the box, you can see Lopez waiting. Tried to go into it. I think Van Oekel may have had that covered if it's on target, but was a dangerous thing, and it was a good run of play there for the Galaxy. The Galaxy too, they had it and they created a couple opportunities, just not able to put it on frame.
That was certainly the cleanest spell that we've seen from LA Galaxy 2 on offense tonight, and that was their best opportunity of the evening on Matt Van Oekel's goal. So still scoreless here at Taft Stadium. At halftime, we'll have highlights from week 14 of the USL, plus a look at some fun things going on as we celebrate the 5th anniversary of the OKC Energy. And another run from Wade Hamilton as he moved well off his line to try and play that, and now wisely retreats back to his goal.
Now that time I think he was right. He was into that. He got to the ball first. Dixon was in behind the defense, and if Hamilton doesn't come out there, that could have been really dangerous.
Gonzalez on his right foot. Gonzalez probing, waiting, patient. Now Barrel swings this to the far post. It's kept in by Sia. Pushes it towards goal. It goes off the bar. It was an impossible angle, and it will roll out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, you say impossible angle, and it really kind of hit the post. It may have kind of gone off the frame that holds the post of the net, but he may have seen something, and you can see he looks up. What's he going to do? I thought maybe it was deflected, but yeah.
It went off the frame.
Yeah.
Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at Supermercado Morelos stores on Southwest 59th and Santa Fe in Northwest 50th and Meridian. First time we've really called Sia, who has possession right now, called his name tonight. He gets tied up. And now some join between him and Hugo Ariano. And they're separated by the referee, but it's Sia who has a goal in the last 2 games. He got called to the Jordanian national squad prior to the World Cup starting for some friendlies. He scored against Cyprus, and Steve Cook tells us he came back and he was one confident player upon his return.
Yeah, and look, it just when confidence breeds confidence, and sometimes, and Sia goes out and shows it. He's just not confident. He's actually executing. And that has seemed to really, the last couple games, and as we see him be more involved in this one, you can see now Oklahoma City with a little more possession there into that third and maybe trying to create some chances behind that back line.
You see McLaws, who's the left back, playing all the way up in the attack for OKC. That's a nifty move. And here's a cross into the box. That was hit down. Gonzalez chases for OKC. It's going to roll, though, and be covered up by Wade Hamilton.
Yeah, Dixon able to get in. You saw the ball by Chavez, and Dixon able to beat the defender. But again, that final ball across, you've got to be better when you have that time. You had a couple of players in there. You got to try and pick them out. You're not beating the defense.
So Hamilton will once again fire this away. We will get our first glance at what stoppage time might be here in just a couple of moments. But again, we're expecting it to be fairly significant with injuries abound in this first half. In case you're just joining us, 10th minute, a collision near the LA Galaxy 2 goal. The goalkeeper Wade Hamilton, LA Galaxy defender Jean Angola, as well as OKC Energy midfielder Jonathan Brown. They all came together. Brown went off with what appears to be a wrist injury. Angola had a cut above his eye and also looked woozy. When play resumed, he hit the deck and eventually had to come off. So 2 substitutions for either side early. And we didn't get underway until about 15 minutes, 16 minutes into the match after that.
Yeah, I think a little before, but yeah, when Angola went down and we really had no play, it was a goal kick and out of bounds. But yeah, you look at those and then the hydration break. But a lot of times with first half, you'll see referees maybe appreciate the time that was taken.
Gonzalez to Barrel, tried to play it forward. He was looking for Alex Dixon, but the pass was just a bit short.
See, we saw Sia drop back a little bit, and Gonzalez is in, but Gonzalez has moved back. That time it rolls over his foot, though.
Lopez angling to his left. Lopez left-footed shot. It's a dribbler, and Van Oekel's going to watch it roll across the end line. Lopez, though, doing some good things. He's been the most consistent portion of this Los Dos attack tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you see that one, that ball played back across the middle. He did have the chance, an open header. Not the biggest individual on the field, but he was able to get it, and at least made Van Oekel lunge for it. It was a little wide, but and as have both come in the last 5 to 10 minutes, so you can see maybe the Galaxy starting to figure out a couple things with this halftime, and of course with plenty of stoppage time here for first half. It's a lot of adjustments for both these coaches.
Sia now Barrel. Barrel turns. Looking for room as we hit the late stages of half number 1. Here in Oklahoma City, Taft Stadium with Mike Pepper. I'm Ken Levicka, the USL in week number 15. Here's Alex Dixon in the corner. He is taken down along the end line. He made a nifty move to his left-hand side. That's Ibiaga, rather. And he was pulled down, and there's 5 extra minutes in this first half.
Yeah, Ibiaga, and I don't, again on the tackle, you can see on the move there, cuts it back, and there's the grab. It wasn't, but that's what professional foul. That probably should have been issued a card on it. We've seen a couple things. We had the badly blown offside call that we saw. That Oklahoma City had an opportunity. That one probably should be a caution. We'll see how that comes into play as more fouls occur here in the second 45.
Rasmussen. He was looking for Ibiaga, never got to him. OKC Energy able to keep possession, however, as it rolls back to the center circle. So we are now in stoppage time, 5 extra minutes. This is aired out towards the top of the box. This will be retrieved by Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who came on in the 12th minute for OKC. And now all the way back to Van Oekel. So LA Galaxy 2 able to weather that storm. They've been sound in the back when they've needed to tonight. 3 really good chances for OKC, all thwarted. There's a nice first touch from Jose Barrel. Burrell to the right of the box. Sends it low with the right foot. Popped up into the air by Dixon. Did not have a great first touch. Kept alive, though. Here's Sia. Sia on his right foot. Sia is closed down and has to send it to Rasmussen. Rasmussen to the outside, Ibiaga. He Sent it to the 6-yard area. It was punched away by Hamilton. That was well done by Hamilton with conviction. And it's played back to the midfield, where Lopez is dispossessed. And Van Oekel will have it roll right to his right foot. Lopez hit the deck. He was tied up with McLaws. It's gotten physical here as well in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's we're going to see a little bit more. I mean, we had the collision, which no player at that point wasn't something that would probably create a physical play, but we have seen a couple tackles. We saw Burrill taken down a little bit early on. We saw Sia being held, and then now Ibiaga. So I think it is something we want to keep our eye on here as we progress.
Rasmussen sends it across the center line. Burrill now plays it forward. Here's Dixon. Dixon lays it off. We get later and later into stoppage time. Burrill once again possessing. Gonzalez comes up. Instead, it goes off to the right side. Back to goal. Callum Ross sends it to Burrill. Burrill's cross skies over everybody. Sia pursues. It's chested down, and this will go for an OKC throw-in deep, deep, deep in the attacking third, and it's quickly sent into McLaws. And he'll play to the midfield. OKC's being patient. Here's Rasmussen. Along the near side, McLaws. Feeds it to the middle for Ross. That was poked away nicely by Apia, and LA Galaxy 2 will maintain possession. And a long ball up ahead. On the run, Zubac pushes a defender to the ground. There's the whistle. It is a foul on Ethan Zubac, who for a moment thought he was clear to potentially get a shot off.
Yeah, and he was a little behind, but it was good recovery by McLaws to get himself between the goal and the ball, and in that point, in the player. And it was a little bit of a shove, pretty easy to see that time, even though the ref was a long way away on that counterattack.
It's the first time we've really seen Zubac involved in any sort of attack tonight.
I agree. I mean, we were expecting a lot, and you know, look, it's on the road. Sometimes all it takes is one moment.
This is a good ball for the flag is up. Seo is off, and in frustration, he blasts it towards the goal. And you're right, Mike. I would be shocked if there wasn't a card shown here.
We'll see. And at this point, yeah, there it is. Game's first card.
I mean, that was demonstrative.
Well, and Sia looked up. He knew, he heard the whistle. He looked at the ref and basically said, "Are you kidding me?" with that reaction. And you know, that's one of those things that I know it's frustrating, but you've got to get through that. You can't take that because it changes the way you can play the game for the remaining minutes you're in.
And it was Kaylee Terry, the assistant on the far side, and that was the right call. He was clearly off.
Yeah, I think this one was closer than you saw, but I agree. I think she got this one right. But I think when that one was just as much for the one earlier that Burrill was called off on, because that one was not even close. And I think that is probably resulted in the reaction more so.
We are ticking towards halftime here at OKC. The last 15 minutes of the first half entertaining. There's the whistle. So at the end of 45, we are scoreless. And so both teams will go to the locker room. And Mike, your quick impressions of half number one.
Well, I think it was, it was something that started to develop into Oklahoma City would get some more, but then we had the injury, and it really seemed to take a lot out of both teams. About 15, 20 minutes. The Galaxy got a nice little run, but I think over the last 7, 8 minutes, we started to see Oklahoma City use that home field advantage.
Yeah, the action picked up for both teams. Still have yet to find the back of the net. OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2, scoreless at halftime. We start the halftime show after this from Oklahoma City. You're watching the USL.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on, with payment options and everything else? Nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
Before the celebration, before the projections. Wait, those are the projections? Before you changed course. Again. Before the late nights, long shots, and leaps of faith. Before it was a startup, it was just an idea. And then everything changed. Cox Business. We're making the connections that change everything.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City. It is halftime at Taft Stadium. OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2 with Mike Pepper. I'm Ken Levick. Energy coming off that grueling road trip in the Pacific Northwest, went to Seattle, then Portland, picked up 3 against Portland, came home, beat up on Rio Grande Valley, and then after tonight, it'll be some nice time off, but going to San Antonio, a team that OKC Energy chasing in the Western Conference standings, and that'll come on Independence Day.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big one as, you know, Oklahoma City seems to have turned it around. You mentioned that Portland trip, and really out of nowhere, it just seemed to be going out there and got the crooked number up there on the scoreboard and then repeated it on this last game. So yes, absolute critical game, but it should be a good one against San Antonio.
It'll be 2 times in the course of a month that OKC Energy will take on San Antonio. OKC will host in late July. But this is a string now. After that San Antonio matchup, it's back home. 4 of the next 5. This is a critical part of the season for OKC Energy.
It really is, because you look at that, they've already, tonight is the 10th game at home on the season. They have so many. When you look at the schedule, 6 of the final 7 on the road. You have to take care of business on these home games in order to put yourself in that position late in the year.
Especially after the work they've done to get themselves going into tonight 7 points out of that final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Well, Energy FC is celebrating its 5th anniversary season by looking back at some of the memorable plays and players. Energy FC digital reporter Brent Skarkey shares with us the players that are part of the process, the voting process, and how fans can also be involved.
Time flies when you're getting your kicks. It's hard to believe, but the Energy FC is in the midst of its 5th season. Over the years, OKC fans have seen some great matchups, great plays, great players on the pitch. Now it's time to name your favorites. Log on to Energy FC and cast your ballot. Vote for your favorite forwards, the most magnificent midfielders, the dominant defenders, and the most glorious goalkeepers.
Letting the other team know that if they were going to beat us, any of us, it was going to have to be perfection.
Along the way, relive some of the greatest moments in green.
I believe it is Michael Thomas!
Honestly, is a moment that I can talk about for forever. It sticks in my mind, and I remember it just like it was yesterday.
Vote now and put your name in the mix for some awesome 5-year gear. Signed boots, kits, gloves from your favorite all-time Energy members.
Extremely proud, extremely proud.
So go to energyfc.com/5-year and make your voice heard for the best of the first 5. For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
Thank you, Brent. This season, the 5th for Energy FC. To celebrate, join Energy FC in naming the 5th anniversary team. Walk down memory lane with us as we celebrate 5 strong seasons in OKC. It has been a strong 2018 in the USL, Week 14. A ton of highlights. Let's take a look at them.
Now Silva! Oh my goodness! What a goal! Mateo Silva! Amadou Diop. Jason Johnson! You gotta be kidding me! An otherworldly goal from JJ! 2-2 at home. Here the young season, and a golazo from Manu Ledesma. Bourgeois got ahead to it. They score! Surely that's the winner. It's Ropapa Mensah. For Cheney and Johnson! Jamal Johnson does it again! And a goal! And an equalizer! Big save by John McCarthy. Buffon punched away Ranjitsing. On Sparrow again! Wow. What a save. Connor Sparrow. Shot from distance. And Cochran with that brilliant effort. My goodness. It's Jones. Saved by Tambakis. Hernandez can take it. Big save. Dykstra. Near post. Barino, another huge save. Taniasic. Great save. Restrepo. Lomas got ahead to it. And Matt Pickens makes the save.
Available, looking for Lomas. Bound! North Carolina FC!
On to the right, Smith. Into the box. Headed past McCarthy, and there it is!
Steps, strikes, and scores.
Benjamar headed. Goal! Penn FC!
This one will drop to Miller. Miller tie!
Week 14, that was a big-time week for the USL. Look at this schedule coming up, Game of the Week schedule on ESPN News. And, Mike, you have Nashville hosting Indy 11 this coming week, and then FC Cincinnati, July 18th, has Charlotte Independence, two of the premier home field advantages in the league.
Yeah, looking at the home matchups in this and getting a chance to see what the crowd in Nashville is going to bring to it on the Game of the Week. And then to cap out this four-game stretch, Cincinnati, who's averaging over 20,000 fans. Phenomenal sight.
It is pretty real. OKC Energy, by the way, they do play host to Las Vegas Lights. And here's the USL Team of the Week. You see Diego Restrepo, OKC Energy next up. They will face him in San Antonio. And there is Sia, the man who came back from the Jordanian national team, and he has been on fire for OKC.
Yep, on the same Team of the Week right now. They'll be facing off next week, and it will be a critical match, as Sia will hope to continue that as well through the rest of tonight into that matchup. And Restrepo, who's been great for the San Antonio team the last couple seasons.
Some news and notes from the USL. 23 games last week. Nearly 140,000 fans coming through the gates. That is great news for the USL and its fans. Real Monarchs acquiring midfielder Jack Blake from the Tampa Bay Rowdies through the rest of this season. And then U.S. Open Cup round of 16. LAFC defeats Sacramento with a late goal, but Louisville defeating Nashville to advance.
Yeah, USL matchup sends Louisville City into the Final 8. They'll hope to match Cincinnati's success or maybe even do better. Cincinnati got to the Final 4 last year.
Getting late in that U.S. Open Cup, the USL well represented. OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2, another 45 minutes yet to come. It is halftime at Taft Stadium. We'll have highlights and stats from the first half on the way. You're watching the USL.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
In Ireland, the first Sisters of Mercy were called the Walking Sisters because every day they went out in search of women and children who needed healing or help. Mercy continues to answer the same call, dedicated to the health of every woman who comes to us for care. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy.
OKC Energy FC 0, LA Galaxy 2-0. We return to Oklahoma City with Mike Pepper. I'm Ken LaVicka. OKC Energy had the better opportunities in the first half, more numerous at least. LA Galaxy 2, though, able to finally get into some rhythm in the final 10 minutes or so of the first half. And here are some of the highlights. And early on, this was the first good opportunity of the match. But first, actually, there was the injury that happened before the opportunities came.
Yeah, and you can see Brown down for Oklahoma City. He was in a lot of discomfort. We haven't been able to determine, is that really a wrist injury, which he really seemed to be favoring. A lot of times they'll hold the shoulder in here. But you can see no head blow there. But you can see is up and into it. And there is also for Angola that had the issue with the Galaxy that had to be subbed off as well.
Yeah, Brown and Angola both come off. Then here's the first good opportunity for OKC.
And Ibiaga behind them, and you got three runners in at 6, and you throw it at 3. That's not good. Drive that one a little lower so we can get a touch. You never know. Defenders are running against it. What might happen?
Later on in this first half, you see this ball played forward and more mess in the back for LA.
Yeah, a recovery by Hamilton was good. Right there, just some miscommunication between the two defenders. One of them backing off a little bit, and it almost resulted in a goal for Oklahoma City.
Gonzalez, that was one of a couple of chances he had at an open goal. Here's LA Galaxy 2. This was their best opportunity.
Yeah, driven in and on the end of it, but Lopez just not able to direct it onto net. Van Okel may have had that post covered anyway, but that was their best chance.
And that was after a series where we just saw LA with long ball after long ball. That was the first true buildup towards Van Okel's goal. Here are some of the match stats. 4 shots to 2 in favor of Los Dos. Possession dominant for OKC. 4 offsides against OKC Energy, including an offsides call that led to a yellow card from Jaime Cia near the end of the half due to reaction.
I think that's the story because the first offside call, I think just by every replay we had, was blown. And I think Oklahoma City probably offside on everything else, but the frustration overblew into that sense. But this game really, started, it was defined by that injury. And I don't mean it until like, okay, we got a physical game. I mean it that it's unfortunate that both teams were kind of taken out of what they wanted to do early on.
OKC Energy has had 9 games here at Taft Stadium. They have only scored 6 times in that span. That is right at the top of the league for fewest home goals. So these OKC fans are finally looking for some excitement.
And the 2 teams that have scored less are both winless on the season as well. So it tells you, really, it's kind of amazing. They do have the 3 home victories already. And 2 of those 3, 2 of them are coming in those last 3 chances here.
Yeah, some troublesome company to keep in that box. However, it is OKC Energy FC and LA Galaxy 2 heading into tonight, only 7 points off of the playoff pace in the Western Conference, looking to at least keep pace tonight or make up some ground. LA Galaxy 2, as we've mentioned a couple of times, they are winless away from their home so far in 2018. OKC Energy looking for a third straight win.
That beautiful select ball in play now.
It's glistening under the lights here at Taft Stadium. We are back underway in the second half with Mike Pepper. I'm Ken Levicka. So glad you're with us on this Saturday night as we approach the midway point of the USL season. Both these teams are trying to get back to some winning ways. LA Galaxy 2 after a loss the other night. And as we mentioned, OKC, they're looking for a third straight win after a dismal start to the year where they were 2-8 and could not find the back of the net. That has changed, as have their fortunes. Here's a giveaway in the attacking third. It's sent up top, spinning Zenga. He'll put a right foot into it and curl it well away from the far post. But there's your first shot of the half. LA Galaxy 2 gets us underway.
Yeah, it was a good recovery defensively for Oklahoma City. I didn't like the way it came down, and Vera had a chance to go one-on-one on the defender and decided, again, the defense really kind of forced the play. But you got to send that into the box, and particularly when you talk about these first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half, sometimes teams just come out sleeping. And you got to at least put it into the box. See, maybe you never know where that bounce is going to go. That's a chance they probably should have taken it a little better.
Both teams with 2 second-half substitutions they can play with after having to burn one in the opening 15 minutes. Both coaches, Mike Munoz for LA Galaxy 2 and Steve Cook for OKC Energy. This is played forward and a whistle and a foul. It's Frank Lopez in the back who pulled down McLaws.
Yeah, that one's a challenge up high. I do think it was a foul, but you see the diminutive, I think it's fair to say, with Lopez. He's not the tallest individual out there.
He is stocky, however. He's got some build to him.
Yeah.
And there you see the foul.
Yeah. And that was a better angle. You see him kind of target McLaws a little bit. He looked to see where he was going and jumped into him.
And here's OKC Energy with their first run of possession here in the second half, still very early on. Ibiaga plays it through. Dixon just to the right of the 6-yard box, and he earns his squad a corner. That was well built up from OKC. Apia, all he could do was concede the corner.
Yeah, and Oklahoma City is really, OKC has switched it up a bit, and we see Dixon playing up top, but those 4 up top, and Dixon, Gonzalez, Burrill, and Sia are kind of interchanging going up top. That time it was Dixon able to get in the box and earn this corner kick.
Rasmussen will handle the duties. Hand into the air. And here is the corner. It's headed down. It's loose for a moment in the area. It was Gonzalez for OKC that got his head on it. And now they'll try and continue to build. Rasmussen sends it to the top. It's Sia who heads it back. It's played, trying to play it to the foot of Becky, and it never reached him. And it'll be sent back to the midfield. LA Galaxy 2 scrambling, but succeeding. But here comes OKC again. Burrill will play it back. This is more of the patient build-up we saw from OKC at times in the first half. Trying to probe, trying to find an opening. And now LA Galaxy 2 is starting to pressure the ball. Rasmussen gives it up, and it'll be LA Galaxy 2 with the throw. And that was well done from LA. Got seedy for a moment, but now they're able to get the ball back.
So much of the game is just about defensive adjustment. There's going to be a pass or two that will make you lose your shape, but how fast can you recover, and how fast does the offense recognize it? I think in both those cases right there, Oklahoma City had a chance to go forward, but the Galaxy were able to recover before any damage done.
LA Galaxy 2 will try and play out of the back. Haven't seen them really try to do that all that often tonight. Energy FC wants to help your soccer player keep their skills sharp this summer during a 3-day camp. 2 general skills camps are available, staffed by Energy FC players and technical staff. As here's a shot that is well wide by Zubak. Zubak well off the mark by a good 10 feet. These Energy FC summer camps, learn more, visit energyfc.com/camps. Mike, it seemed like a situation there where Zubak, he has had so few touches tonight. He has the ball on his foot and just decides to give it a go.
Well, you never know. I mean, from 25, you got to put something in. You know, there's defenders in between. Maybe it takes a deflection. I think the result of the shot, as you say, was so far wide, maybe exhibited some sort of frustration, but you know, that's what strikers do. And you know, when you look at, you might get 10 chances a game, 8 of them might look bad. 1 is saved, but if you can get that 1 on, you know, hey, more power to you.
That's where the glory comes. Aguilar on a little give and go with Zubac and a takedown, and we'll have a dangerous free kick on the way for LA Galaxy 2. OKC will protest, but they won't get the benefit of this.
And I think it did look like they got ball on the tackle, and I think it is Becky. Yeah, and that's ball coming in there. I think that one's a rough call in that sense. A lot of times do you go through the player, but it looked like the player in that situation ran into the extended leg of Becky as opposed to Becky going in and taking him out. That's why Chavez, wearing that captain's armband, was going, are you sure? And this one looks to be about 31 yards out. I like counting my yards. I think they're 3 yards off the 18-yard
We'll go
box.
with 31. I trust you on that. So here's Boucher wearing that captain's armband. Who will take it, though? Is it going to be Boucher with the right foot? The answer is yes. He hits it right into the wall.
Yeah, and 31 is very difficult to beat a goalkeeper like Van Oekel on a spinning shot. It has to be something driven and find the corner. But Wall did its job. That's the key part there.
Van Oekel will send this away with a goal kick. That was our first true dangerous set piece other than a corner tonight for either squad. In the 52nd minute, OKC Energy, LA Galaxy 2, both 13 points in the standings, though technically OKC Energy is 1 spot ahead of LA Galaxy, 13th place because of more wins, 4 on the year.
I like that reward wins, because it does force teams to kind of evaluate if you're in a draw, something particular at home, do you go for that win a little bit more and makes it a little more dangerous? Goal difference is always great, but if you get beat 10-0, you'd hate to have that one game come back and beat you.
It just makes sense that would come and be a factor. Here's Sia right to the area. Nice move on his left foot. His shot is blocked. That was brave defending in the box by Ariano. Went down to catch it off his hip.
Great job defensively. I think he just kind of made himself big with the knee down, and the way that came off the foot looked like that would have given Hamilton some fits, but good job defensively, recovery for the Galaxy 2.
Here's an OKC throw-in coming. It'll be Ibiaga to handle. OKC looking a bit dangerous right now. The offenses for both teams have opened up. This is played in the midfield. A bit sloppy, and there's a giveaway. And it's on Zubac. Zubac was turned away, however, by Callum Ross. But LA continues to push. To the right side. In space, left-footed shot right at Van Oekel. And it was not an issue. Aguilar decided to give it a go. It was a rocket, but Van Oekel easily catches it with 2 hands.
Yeah, well struck. I mean, if you find a side off that, then Van Oekel's got a little bit more, but it was right into the breadbasket. But hey, you take those shots, and who knows? And Van Oekel, good positioning, able to get across there and made the easy save for him.
Well, as you were saying in the first half, why not put it on frame? See what happens.
Yeah, look, we've seen those drop, and look, and I said it in the first half. If De Gea can miss one that's at him, anyone can.
Absolutely.
Everyone has. So you never know. You get that one chance.
We did have a short of shots on goal in the first half, so it would probably behoove both teams to at least give that put it on frame strategy a go here. Van Oekel will fire this one away. It's bandied about the midfield, and LA comes out with it with Zenga. LA Galaxy 2, 6th in the USL in total goals scored, but they've conceded the 4th most. Not a great combination. It makes for entertaining soccer, that's for sure.
Generally, and we have 54 minutes of scoreless, so.
This is played forward. It's headed back, and that was well done. The flag was up regardless. We had an offside against Frank Lopez, but it was Justin Chavez with OKC. Did a nice job to head it back towards Van Oekel anyways. We had a hydration break in the first half. Doesn't appear as that's going to be the case in the second half.
Sunset here in the center of the state of Oklahoma.
Temperatures will cool a bit.
I'll take a hydration break here in a second.
I was going to say.
It won't be more than 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah,
here,
wondering if that goes for us.
If you hear me talking a little bit too long, then I know that they'll know that you're drinking your water.
Little peek behind the curtain here. With Mike Pepper, I'm Ken Levicka. We are at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. This is where OKC Energy will play 6 of their next 8. A spot in the schedule they need to take advantage of.
Yeah, and we I don't want to harp on that, but it really does make these home games critical. Taking a look here this week here at what the schedule holds. At the end of the season, you have 7 games. 6 of them are away from Taft Stadium. You're going to probably need to give yourself a cushion, even though the last result in Portland was very good for you.
Absolutely. This is played to the middle to Boucher. Boucher had that pass punched away, and a foul against LA, I believe, and Zenga will get a talking to and a card.
Well, you show the cleats, and I think that's what our referee here is saying. That, look, you can't go in. You're going to expose those cleats to a leg. You'll get called for that, and you'll get a caution.
Laurent Varga pulled out the card, didn't hesitate. So that's the second yellow shown tonight, the first for LA Galaxy.
A little stepping motion too. So I mean, not only were cleats up, it came downward. So you might even, if that leg was straight, it may have been a red, but no, not the case here.
Gonzalez for LA Galaxy 2. Nifty weaving through traffic, gives it up, and now Burrell. Burrell steps to his left, has some room, lines up a right-footed shot. That is blocked away by Ariano. Another Ariano block in a key moment in that back four for LA. And now here's Zubac. Zubac always so dangerous on the move. Look at the speed. Frees himself some room. Sends it to the box. Lopez did not get enough of his head on it, and that'll trickle out of play for a throw-in. Good pass. Lopez, though, looks like he cramped up as well.
Yeah, the right calf. As soon as he lunged for it, you could just see he started getting back. So it looks like both calves.
Yeah.
Maybe they might revisit the hydration break.
Boy, he is really struggling. He went down, and you're right, that happened right as he took off.
Yeah, you can see as he pressed down and he's down on the ground. He missed that, but he didn't get up. So it wasn't a matter, like maybe as he started to push off those legs, he got that cramp perhaps. Need some water and everything else.
I feel like we have seen LA Galaxy 2 training staff more than we've seen LA Galaxy 2 actually in the run of play tonight. They're out there. They are getting their money's worth.
And I just heard him talking about my gray Toyota. I don't know if I'm about to go move that here, Ken, or not.
Well, we've got a stoppage right now. If you wanted to take care of that, go ahead.
Yeah, have to talk a little bit more there. You know, I'll take my chances.
There you go. There's only 30 minutes
Can
left.
I beat the tow truck? That's the question.
Right.
And if I can, let's not go for a lot of stoppage time. Right now, Lopez isn't helping me out here.
I'll drive you back to the hotel. It's fine, just in case that does happen.
Good work out there.
I got your back.
It was good to see it, but you got 30 minutes left in this one. You're cramping up now. He's got to come off.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, if he's both legs, and it looks like they will get that sub ready here.
And that it appears to be Justin Dillon warming up right now in front of the benches. Justin Dillon appears as if he will be the one to take Frank Lopez off. And this is unfortunate as the stretcher comes out. It's unfortunate for LA Galaxy 2 because Lopez was the most consistent member of that LA Galaxy 2 attack tonight. And it's because of the focus on Zubac, but that opened up Lopez for some dangerous opportunities.
Yeah, and you know, we had those 2 chances. That one was pretty much there, and as we know, we have to speculate that cramping may have started up slightly before he started to push off, because it kind of slightly looked one of those like a fish that may have been hooked as he was trying to jump and wailing around. But certainly not to make light of it, but you know, the cramp, it is going to be a difficult situation for him to come off, and obviously with this it will make that sub.
So it is going to be Justin Dillon who comes on. And now Mike Munoz, he has used 2 substitutions at the 60-minute mark, at the hour mark. Certainly not what he envisioned coming into tonight. Had to burn the first one at the 10-minute mark, and now at the hour mark, there goes his second.
cramps are the one thing. Obviously, they're very uncomfortable. You don't like to see that, but it's certainly something that is recoverable. He'll probably be able to slightly walk on his own. Won't need that injury, as we did see the head injury earlier in the game.
So Ibiaga will handle the throw once he gets the go-ahead from our referee. Energy FC's U23 plays their next match at home, June 26th against Caw Valley FC, 7 p.m. Visit energyfc.com/energyfcu23 for schedule information. U23 home matches played at the soccer complex on the campus of Oklahoma City University. Admission to the match is just $5, total steal. Oklahoma City University students and Energy FC season seat members are admitted free. That's Energy FC's U23. There's the throw in deep in the attacking third. Left-footed cross is low, punched away. Another throw in coming for Los Dos. There you get a look at Adrian Vera, young midfielder for LA Galaxy 2, and he'll throw it into the box. It's chested down, and LA Galaxy 2 goes to work with Zubac. That will be pushed across the touchline, and another throw in coming. Good shape here for OKC Energy in their defense. Everyone marked. This will be once again thrown to the area. Zubac nifty, trying to make something out of nothing, and Van Oekel will have a goal kick.
Yeah, a little away from the ball action there. Zubac sitting there. I don't know, on the flip over. Maybe he thought he could get it in, but certainly he hasn't touched the ball nearly as much as we thought we might see from him earlier. We'll see if his roles changes a little bit as Lopez is left, but trying to create something. That chance didn't work out.
Can't imagine the type of confidence you must have if you have 7 goals in 2 games like Zubac does. You have to think that every time you touch the ball, something good's going to happen. This is played through. That was magnificent, but Burrell skied it over the bar. He says there was a deflection. The referee does not agree.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you always appeal, but right off the start, Burrell was signaling that maybe there was just a bit of a touch on that. No help on that sideline from him, from the linesman.
That was a great ball from Dixon. Burrell was in space in the area, and I don't believe there was a touch there, and if it was very minute.
You know, I'm watching the way that ball spun off the end. You know, it looked like it seemed knuckled a little bit, but I think it was probably going over anyway.
Yeah.
But in that same sense was there. You know, I think, you know, it was hit hard enough. You probably would have heard it. So give the referee the benefit.
Here's Dixon again. Nice play forward. Sia, though, his first touch failed him. Dixon nearly won it back, but LA Galaxy 2 able to spray it out of play.
That was a tough first touch, but you're right. It was certainly didn't get it out far enough in order to continue the run.
Ibiaga will send it to the back end of the middle third here, with OKC Energy trying to tilt possession back their way. LA Galaxy 2 has been in control for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Both teams looking to break through. That is headed away. And now it's Boucher with that captain's armband. Aguilar is dispossessed. Perhaps an opportunity for OKC. Push from behind, not called. A give and go. A left-footed cross. It's low. It's loose. Sia had the flag up. It's an offside. And it'll end up going right back to LA Galaxy 2.
Yeah, on the sideline before the cross was in. Again, I think this one was properly weighted to see whether or not the attacking player would get onto it. We didn't see that in the first half.
So Sia offside. Looked like McLaws had something for a moment, but Sia pulled up, he knew. This is played forward, and this will be retrieved by OKC. Chavez push it back to Van Oekel, and despite pressure, he'll blast it away. Looks like we have a substitution on the way for OKC. Christian Valesky is warming up for OKC Energy, the May acquisition from St. Louis. Missed last game with an injury. We were told this week, though, likely he would see action. Dixon along the right side, along the end line. His attempt at a cross, though, is deflected, and it's won back by LA Galaxy 2. Abiaga. He tried to push it forward with his right foot. That's played away. And it's still loose in the midfield. And a nifty back heel to get OKC Energy back into the swing. 66th minute. And we're about to see OKC Energy's second substitution of the night. Up the left side, pushed forward, Sia. Scored in back-to-back games for OKC Energy. He gives it up. LA Galaxy 2's defense has been equal to the task tonight. Long ball forward, Ibeagha, nice touch! It was sent to the top of the 6-yard box, and it's deflected out of play. Gonzalez was there, it was on his right foot, but he couldn't control it, and it's a goal kick. It did not take a deflection.
Fantastic ball across the field. Ibeagha dropped it down. The sliding defender, it was very interesting. I thought he went in, and he certainly affected it. But after the sub, I'd like to get another look at that here.
So Jaime Sia will come off. And here is Valesky. Valesky will come on. Missed the last game with injury, but he is fit. And he'll take Sia off, who gets a congratulations from his coach. And we'll see what Valesky can do. Valesky has been a key component to this offense turning around after he was acquired in May. Just brings an extra dynamic. And now we have an LA Galaxy 2 player down.
And interesting enough, here we're watching this, they only have one sub remaining.
Right.
And we saw the injury in the first half to Angola, and then now all of a sudden with Lopez. And while he's going, I think we get a chance here to see that last chance here. See the great ball by Ross.
And here's Ibeagha.
You know, I mean, I don't think he was able to get his foot through there, and you can see him appealing for the corner. I don't think it came off it, but certainly that defensive slide affected Gonzalez from not being able to get over the top of that ball and putting it at least at Hamilton.
Gonzalez has had some outstanding runs since coming on in the 12th minute, but has just been unable to finish. And here is the final substitution of the night for LA. It'll be Adrian Vera coming off. And Hernandez comes on. Jonathan Hernandez for LA.
Those injuries early on, and you know, again, the humid night here. Los Angeles does not have any.
No.
You know, so I think at this point, again, young players in this situation, maybe not knowing. And especially if you're playing down a lot of your career, we know a lot of these guys into the area, into Southern California. Hey, welcome to the Midwest and the Southwest. I mean, as I grew up in Tulsa myself, I know it's a little Southwest Tex-Mex, everything else, a little barbecue, all that stuff. But it is a hot time when it hits summer.
No doubt. And it is humid, humid, humid. So now LA Galaxy 2 is going to have to ride with what they've got the rest of the way. All three substitutions gone. So they'll see if they'll try and gut this out. We have seen cramps LA Galaxy 2 players down on the turf consistently. And so we have no score. LA Galaxy 2 looking for that first road win of the year. OKC Energy looking to keep the winning streak going. Trying to extend it to 3, a season high, and a 5th victory on the year.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're Oklahoma City, you've got to think, yeah, we want to go at these guys. We've had 2 guys cramp up in the last 15 minutes. We still have 23 minutes left. Steve Cook's got to be saying, we're going to press on to these. And let's see, maybe there's one other player. That's all it takes right now because you have no more subs remaining.
This will be sent back to Van Oekel, who comes out of his goal. This will be played back to Van Oekel, who suddenly is a part of the buildup now. And he promptly sends it over Rasmussen's head. That'll be an LA throw.
And a little high pressure by 2 players. Oklahoma City not able to help their goalkeeper out. Van Oekel sends it up in front of the Galaxy 2 bench.
A bit interesting that OKC Energy, with all of their goal scoring problems, including the 600+ consecutive minutes without one, not involved in a 0-0 game this season. LA Galaxy 2, meanwhile, 6th most goals in the USL. They have had a 0-0 game this year. All 3 subs are gone again for LA Galaxy 2. Here comes OKC. A nice tackle along the near touchline. Burrell went down looking for a whistle, never got it. Here's Alex Dixon, though. After OKC won it right back to Burrell. Burrell, right footed, plays it through, but it was Wade Hamilton who saw it well and made a very confident play.
Yeah, a good play by Hamilton, but Burrell just a little bit too far down to that line. And perhaps that does come into play because you have seen Hamilton struggle with decisions off his line. That was a good chance.
Long ball forward. Sue back in the area for a moment. He'll play it back. Raquel. That is going to be sent out of play by Justin Chavez, but a throw-in for LA Galaxy 2. Sue back on the move. Sue back on his left foot. Low cross. It was deflected away. Left-footed shot over the bar. A glorious opportunity for LA, and unable to find the mark was Hernandez.
Welcome to the game, Hernandez, and you know, put it on target. You could see him shaking his head at that point, 16 yards out. And again, you have to put it on target. There's no better way to say it.
Here's the OKC opportunity, and the keeper, Hamilton, able to take it off the right foot.
I do think that was a better play by the goalkeeper than a bad ball. It was not a bad ball.
And Zubac with that dangerous cross came right to Hernandez, and just minutes after coming on, he had potentially the breakthrough on his foot, and he just skied it.
Yeah. You don't know what to say. I mean, it's like, put it on target. Make the defenders block it. Make the keeper save it. If you go and go, okay, you go, I should have done better. But when you do that, it's a gift. You're gifting the other team. Not just that, everyone gets to walk back at it. You as a defender have to jog back.
Right.
The forwards can, all right, we're going to regroup. We'll take this chance and we'll go win this ball.
Energy FC's next home match, Saturday, July 7th against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. For more info about becoming an Energy FC member, bringing a group to a match, or single game tickets, call 235-KICK. This is sent into the box, a shot with a right foot. That is just wide of the near post from Justin Dillon.
And that one just resulted in a lazy pass in the back, trying to get it out wide. And the Galaxy were able to counter on that chance, but there's that end result of it at that point. Dillon able to get the shot, but not able to put it on target again.
Things getting a bit lackadaisical in the back defensively right now for OKC. Perhaps fatigue setting in a bit.
I think more mental fatigue in that sense, because they know in this sense, but it's like, okay, I'm not going to drive it out. I'm going to place it in there. Do we get a handball there? I thought we might, but no.
It was pled for. OKC will maintain possession, however. It's headed back to the midfield. LA is starting to fight for these 50-50 balls, but it's OKC in the middle third. It'll be played across as they look for the breakthrough. That pass is sent out of play by Zubac, and it'll be Rasmussen for the OKC throw. There's a whistle and a brief stoppage. And it'll be Ibiaga instead to throw it in. Wonder when we'll start to see this really pick up with urgency. We're into the 74th minute. We talked about it earlier. Both of these teams coming into tonight equal in the table in points with 13, both 7 points off the playoff picture. A win would be a great bonus for either one of these clubs tonight. You really don't want to settle for a draw, especially if you're OKC at home.
Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right, in particular because it is more important, I think, as that home result. You do have momentum on your side from these two games on the win. It's not a loss at that point, though. So that, right. I think in that sense, but you have to look at it. Remember, how many of those games do you have remaining here at home? And really, I would think both teams probably would say 1 point's not good enough. You know, I mean, we're chasing 12 other teams. So we have to get these 3, and we have to consistently get these 3 and build on those 2 wins just from last week.
This is played forward and retrieved for OKC. Valesky, the late substitution. A back heel pass from Dixon, couldn't find Valesky, who was making a run just to the left of the 6-yard box. Great idea, the execution not quite there. Los Dos had it covered, and now they're on the move. Full head of steam, sending it off to the left. Here's Aguilar. Lays it off, and now Aguilar making a run up the near touchline. Aguilar, one-on-one, got on his left foot. Low cross, skips through, nobody home. It'll be retrieved by Hernandez and sent back to the midfield. This is played in. Van Oekel will watch it fly out of play. That was to no one in particular from Boucher. And there is substitution.
Yeah, and you saw Ibiaga right there going to the calf. He's not the one coming off with a final substitution. It's Callum Ross. But the question is, we've seen 2 or 3 chances the last couple times around that corner. And that's where the Galaxy have been really dangerous. The ball in, we saw one that resulted in a deflection kicked over the net. But certainly that one was a dangerous chance. Unfortunately, no one else was ranking that backside run.
Francis Atuahena will come on and take Callum Ross off. The native of Ghana. Another attacking option now for OKC Energy, and the final substitution. Both teams have used their full allotment of substitutions. Along the left side in the 77th minute. A recycle over in that corner and a throw in deep in the attacking third now. Deep in the corner for OKC Energy.
Well, they will want to press. It's still plenty of time. We still have a 1/6 of the game remaining here, at least.
Team Miguel Gonzalez with the number 10 on his back. Lining up at the top of the box. The throw heads into the area. It's headed away. Good defending from LA Galaxy 2. And potential opportunity. Oh, but it's going to be played forward. That was well done by OKC Energy. Drew Becky coming up to make sure that nobody got out on the run. And it'll be headed away by LA Galaxy 2. Can they put something together? Here's Zubac, prolific goal scorer. Ethan Zubac. Get his way along the touchline. Dispossessed, throw-in coming, Los Dos.
You can see Ibiaga was watching a little bit more of the line as Burrell was coming across, because he has been beat a couple times in the last 5 minutes.
Ibiaga is such a key veteran presence for OKC Energy. He was with North Carolina, the NASL, prior to coming here to Oklahoma City. We'll have another throw-in.
Direct your attention to the video board for tonight's 50-50 raffle number. If you have this ticket,
quick
make
throw
sure you visit the
from
guest
Hernandez.
services table
Pull my
immediately.
ticket out real quick.
This number is also available at energyfc.com.
Hey, when you're here, might as well try to win it.
Absolutely. And you know what? I know at least 50% is going to some great charities and events around the Oklahoma City community, so it's always great.
I'm always good for a 50-50. Here's a push in the box. Ibiaga got a little physical with Aguilar, whose cross then ended up right in the arms of Van Oekel. And it was Aguilar who immediately stood up and wondered, wait, where's the whistle? Look at this. Here is OKC, right foot, low shot, and Hamilton able to bring it in. It was Atuahena who just checked in for OKC. Not sure if that was a shot or a pass.
Well, it probably pulled another couple yards out, because he did have a couple of runners, but a very brave play by Hamilton there.
Atuahena just did not get a lot on that. And here's LA Galaxy 2. They've settled in nicely into this second half. The possession number, while it can be misleading, will certainly be a bit more even than the 63-37 we saw at halftime in favor of OKC.
Yeah, I think so. And chances created certainly has been better, although that one a little off the Zubac foot.
A Mercy physician can keep you at the top of your game. Find your doctor at mercy.net/topgame. At Mercy, your life is our work. OKC Energy 80th minute. Great opportunities, stellar opportunities have been hard to come by in this second half. Neither keeper has been forced to make a spectacular save at any point. Here's a nice turn. And here's OKC with Dillon. Dillon got into the box, tries to sweep across right to left. It stayed in play, and LA Galaxy 2 able to clear. Looked like that was going to be a sure corner, and it just tiptoed that end line.
Well, we've seen Atuahina now with a couple of opportunities get around that corner and create chances since he's come on as the sub, just doing exactly what he's being asked by Steve Cook.
This is attempted to send Abiaga. He could not get a head on it, and it's going to be a throw-in, though, for OKC.
I think that went off of Abiaga, and it will be a Galaxy throw deep in there, I believe.
Yes.
Good defensive play there by Abiaga down towards the corner because he was challenged from behind.
It'll be Aguilar to throw for LA Galaxy 2. It's a short throw-in, handled by Schultz, poked out of play by Burrill. Both these teams look tired right now.
Yeah.
Can LA Galaxy 2 find some late magic? This is played back to Zenga. LA Galaxy 2 looking to find some way to present an opportunity. Van Oekel has not had to work all that much tonight. Long ball in, header, and it's wide. Zubac was there. He was unmarked, but unable to make that. Dillon, rather, but unable to get a great head on it. Van Oekel just watched it spray wide.
Well, we've seen the Galaxy get some more balls into the box. They haven't been able to really test Van Oekel. We saw the one long shot that was right at him, but you don't want to continue giving up those opportunities. We have seen it open up a little bit. We've seen Oklahoma City at least get down the field in the form of Atuahina, but they've got to be able to test Hamilton. He hasn't had to face a shot here in the second half.
So Van Oekel sends it away, and OKC goes to work. Atuahina. And a whistle, and a free kick coming for OKC. They're looking for the quick restart. Becky will play it back to the midfield stripe. On the far side, ball pushed forward. And Burrill unable to get there, or make that Gonzalez rather, and it'll be a goal kick for Wade Hamilton. The pace of this game has definitely slowed here.
Yeah, and again, we talk about the heat. We obviously have foregone the hydration break. It is warm. It is very warm, but that humidity has really sapped the players from the first half. An additional 5 minutes having to sit through while your teammates had to be helped off the field. We've seen a couple of cramps now from the Galaxy here in the second half. So it certainly kind of changes this, the thought. I think you're just kind of looking for maybe some sort of, and I think maybe this kind of epitomizes what Steve Cook was talking about. You know, it's the confidence. And right now, you've gone 83 minutes. You haven't created. Are you sure you can? But maybe just that one opportunity could open something up.
We mentioned the lack of great opportunities. Both teams just a single shot on goal tonight. Here's Atuahina fighting for that ball, winning it, back to goal, but
he's going to get called for the push.
He's going to be called for a foul, and then some additional pushing and shoving with Requejo. So the referees will get that sorted out, and that gives us time to tell you about the Energy FC Gold Card, a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Carl's Plaques, the Soccer Store, Dental Works, and Movie Central and Flower Boutique in Tuttle. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Late stages here of the 90. We had 5 minutes at the end of the first half. We're definitely not going to have that here, I don't think.
Well, we did have the cramps.
That's true. Two different sets of cramps.
I think I should probably correct that.
Right. Yeah, not us personally.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My tongue was cramped a little bit. The water break did come in handy for me. But you're right. I mean, we saw the players have to be attended to. So maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes. We'll see.
We are approaching the 86th minute, scoreless. The United bid by the United States, Canada, and Mexico is approved by FIFA. That means North America hosting the 2026 World Cup. We're all pumped about that. You can learn more about it by visiting energyfc.com/World Cup 2026. And Mike, that could not come any sooner.
Yeah, no, it's still, even though it's 8 years away, it'll be here before you know it. I remember when it was announced that Russia had it in 2010, and I'm like, wow, that seems like so long away, but now it's on us.
Yeah, it really is. And, of course, most of us, at least those our age, Mike, remember 94 and how fun that was.
Yeah.
With the U.S. being the lone host.
I'm curious how they'll handle it completely because the host country did, and I saw when South Korea, Japan co-hosted the Cup, they both got a team, and of course it will be the first year of the expanded World Cup.
Exactly.
So
48 teams.
Yeah. We would say that obviously Mexico qualifying. We'd say the U.S. and would keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Now, I think that this was an aberration. We'll see that everything improve.
Right.
With the additions that U.S. soccer is making, but Canada has been a long time.
Canada becomes the big winner of the automatic. Dixon, his first touch went right into the foot of Raquejo, and it's sent to that left corner. And it's spun out of play for an OKC throw-in. Jonathan Hernandez conceding that throw.
We might have another cramping player down or something. We'll see.
There's a whistle and a quick stoppage.
Yep, cramps going down.
Yep, and it's another LA Galaxy player, and that is Raquejo.
To that upper thigh. I didn't know what he was holding there first because he was just laying there. And generally when you see these players cramp, it's like, oh, get my calf, get my hamstring.
Right.
You don't see that thigh much. So I was thinking he was cramping when I saw him, but he is up.
Well,
but no subs.
No subs. Can't do anything about it now. He's going to have to gut it out. And I mentioned that, hey, no way we would have 5 additional minutes at the end of this one, but we're about one more player with a cramp away from that being a possibility. So we'll see if either of these teams can put together a final push here.
Well, we have our man of the match. Someone's going to make that push for us, too.
Yeah. Who are you leaning towards right now?
Well, I think, he's only been on for about 10 minutes, but Tuahena has really created some stuff. I mean, ultimately it hasn't resulted in it, but he's been a bit of a spark, I think, for Oklahoma City on this side. I think that, certainly you can look at Van Okel with a shutout, but only the one shot. Perhaps on the back, we saw a couple of misplays by the defenders. Some good services from Rasmussen, but I didn't see him much in the first half.
No.
But we got a chance here. It's still open, but I think Tuahena might kind of be my lead choice.
He's been active. Rasmussen delivers, and that'll be headed towards the corner. It should be a throw-in, and it is.
Still chances here, though. We've seen Gonzalez been thwarted a few times. Barill's been running around, so if we look at a player that's been part of it, but there's a couple chances that he's had and go right. And anytime that you're scoreless, you kind of look and see who has created, and we haven't just seen a lot of created chances.
This is swung in and headed away. LA Galaxy, too, has been very sound defensively tonight.
Yeah, they have. We saw some chances, but the offside flag stopped them in the first half, but
here's Barill, punches it forward to Dixon. Dixon, right foot, sent it to a middle portion of the box, and it was played away, and it'll go for a corner. That was nifty, but the defense was there.
Good recovery defense. Nice ball by Dixon. Nice little touch by Dixon as he came in. You can just see, just drifted over about another foot further, and I think Gonzalez has a runner in.
Apia was the man who came in late to clear it over the bar. Rasmussen with the corner. Late opportunity now for OKC. Rasmussen, and it is in the back of the net. A set-piece goal, and surely the winner for OKC. And it's Christian Volesky, the second half sub. OKC with the breakthrough.
OKC
I think we have a new leader.
Yes, there's our new man of the match leader.
Nice ball in by Rasmussen, sent it in, and Volesky making the run. That's what you do. When you're on the near post, you got to put it back. You know it's at least going in front of it and force them to make that save. They can't do it. No one on the back post. And there's Valesky going over to celebrate with his teammates.
Look at that direction from Valesky. Not marked until the last moment. The damage had already been done. But we are getting word 6 minutes of stoppage time. But you wonder if LA Galaxy 2 has anything left in the tank now.
It's been a challenge here in the second half, even though they've been a little more active than they were in the first half. But finding themselves battling the heat, battling now a determined Oklahoma City team here in the final 6 minutes.
Zubac has that ball tackled away, but it'll be an LA Galaxy 2 throw-in. Late drama at the turn of the 90th minute. Christian Valesky with what could be the game winner. LA Galaxy 2 now playing with some desperation. Here's Apia.
A lot of bodies pressed into the half.
Yep. Apia in the middle of the pitch, heading to the right side. Step over. Apia left foot, and it dribbles to Van Oekel.
That'll help that save number.
It is the second shot on goal tonight for LA Galaxy 2 as well. So Van Oekel, who has been so strong, comes up with one of his easier saves as the stoppage time continues to tick away.
He's got a booming punt as well. That one, not nearly what I've seen him be able to do over the years here.
Oklahoma City, OKC Energy gets that Valesky goal in the 90th minute off the corner. Beat Wade Hamilton for the first time tonight. And Oklahoma City now about 4 minutes away from celebrating a third straight win. Well, here's Zubac, right-footed chip, trying to get cheeky, and he sent it wide of the near post.
Well, we saw the highlights in the pregame. For those that saw it, when he scored in the first 10-15 seconds against Las Vegas, similar spot, he didn't get nearly the same kind of contact on that one.
Van Oekel was cheating up just a bit, but not sure he would have been beaten by anything.
Would have had to been perfect.
Van Oekel directing traffic, but also trying to eat some time off the clock as well. In no hurry to send this away. There's still a lot of time left. There's still 3 minutes left. What feels like an eternity, I'm sure, for OKC. And they will attempt to play it from the back off the free kick. Now a long ball forward. It's headed down. This will be controlled by OKC. And once again, blasted into the defensive third. OKC on the run. Atuahene still possessing. Pushed off the ball. No whistle. Play on, says the referee.
He's got to play that one out to Valesky. Open in the corner, can take more time off. You can't try and go around him there.
Ball forward. Aguilar got to it. Left foot. Van Oekel had to come up with the save. Oh, Aguilar decided to give it a go, and he got a good foot on it.
Well, 3 mistakes. First of all, with Atuahene trying to run around the defender, and then you saw it in the midfield getting the ball, and then the defenders letting the guy get in behind him. And all that stuff all rescued by Van Oekel.
Van Oekel not happy with his defense after that. Short corner, left-footed shot well over the bar. That never stood a chance from Requejo. Take another look at this Van Oekel save. This was a good shot from Aguilar. That was headed towards Twine.
Yeah, it looked like it. Bending near post around him.
We have 3 balls on the field right now. So Van Oekel will do some janitorial work.
It's always what you tell the ball boys. We got a 1-0 game. I want every ball thrown at me if we're winning. If we're losing, get them off. All I need is the one.
Little peek behind the scenes. I like that, Mike.
Hey, you let them know. You know, well, some bags of Cheetos or Doritos, and there you go. You bribe the youngsters.
Not a bad way to go. Perhaps 1 or 2 more chances here for LA Galaxy 2.
I offered signed socks, but they turned them down.
Here's a cross coming from the right side. It's loose, and it's punched away. Some desperate defending from OKC. A near mistake in the back.
Well, too much in this box here. Van Oekel should collect this one.
And Van Oekel does, falls to the turf, and he will lay on it, cradling that ball to his chest.
Too much elevation. Van Oekel will kind of get a little talking to. You need to probably go a little quicker. But
everybody to retreat.
Yeah.
As if he actually has much of an intention of rapidly sending this away. Starting to head towards closing seconds now. This likely the last opportunity for LA. And this will roll right to Van Oekel. Christian Valesky with the goal off a corner in minute 90. And it appears as if that will be good enough for 3 points, third straight win for OKC.
You know, we probably should have started talking about the man of the match in the 75th minute. We might have seen, hey, we'll get a goal quicker now. I think Christian heard us up here in the booth, and he said, hey, I'll make this easy answer.
Valesky helping us out tonight. Thank you to Christian. So Van Oekel once again fires it back.
And welcome back. When we talked with Steve Cook, said yes, he'll be available. Don't know if he envisioned this, but I'm sure he's happy he did.
He was back, available from injury, and it turns out the hero tonight, barring something miraculous here. We're in final kick territory. There is a whistle and a foul, so there will be at least one set-piece chance here for Los Dos.
I think so. Do we see Hamilton make his way up?
I'm gonna look for the green jersey. And now the referee is going to bring out the spray, just to add some extra drama.
Valesky will make sure it slowed down, and now he will go back and use his size. Maybe he can head it out and really solidify it.
Boucher the delivery. Van Oekel skies a hands catch, goes to the turf, and that will do it. There's the final whistle. 90th minute. Christian Valesky is the hero for OKC. His header off the corner gives OKC Energy a 1-0 win over LA Galaxy 2. And Valesky is indeed the Energy FC man of the match, brought to you by Mass Mutual of Oklahoma. Quickly, Mike Pepper. That got entertaining in the final moments.
Yeah, and it needed to. I mean, we had that, and we saw both teams giving a lot of effort on a hot night, but it was really a sloppy game for the most part. Neither team able to do it, but a nice touch of class, Rasmussen to Valesky, who finally put it into the side netting.
OKC, 3 straight wins, 16 points in the table. They're moving up in the Western Conference. We'll be back for the Centec postgame show right after these messages. OKC Energy FC beats LA Galaxy 2, 1-0.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
A well's output is only as strong as landing the production stream. In extreme conditions, call for extreme durability. At Syntec, our engineers understand what matters. That's why we craft centralizers differently than anyone else in the industry. Laser cut from a single piece of special steel alloy. There's only one centralizer this strong. Syntec Centralizers, an international symbol of quality.
Welcome to the Energy FC postgame show, brought to you by Centec. OKC, a 1-0 win Over LA Galaxy 2, there is the hero, 90th minute off a corner, Christian Volesky getting his head on it and beating LA Galaxy 2 keeper Wade Hamilton to the far post. OKC Energy has won 3 in a row, Mike Pepper.
Yeah, and a lot important to this young man too, or actually a kind of older man now, Van Oakley. He's got his experience, but you really saw in that ending, in those last, after they got the lead, in the position, taking control of the box, settling everything down, a big experience in the back. It made a big factor.
Take a quick glance at the highlights from tonight's match. OKC Energy coming into tonight 7 points off the pace. Same story for LA Galaxy 2, but 2 straight wins for OKC. Here's the first good opportunity, but Abiaga with a poor cross.
Yeah, 3 bodies crashing into the 6-yard goal box, and he can't find it. You got to make those guys do it. He only had 2 defenders there. You got to take advantage of those.
And then another chance here for OKC. It was Gonzalez.
Hamilton, who had struggled a couple times earlier, including the injury, he saw it a little slow. He was able to make a good recovery on this, but Gonzalez just not able to get around him, and then the defense able to recover. But again, another chance gone not right.
And then LA Galaxy. Look at this.
Yeah, Dylan, just not the best first touch, but he was able to get the shot off. You can bring that straight down. You can see he's about 14 yards out, and he's got it one-on-one. Instead, the defender at least took away half the goal.
A bit precarious there in the back for OKC. They survived it. Then 90th minute, here's the game winner.
Yeah, but we talk about it. Oh, you got the one player on the near post so many times. I mean, I'm old school. You want a player on the near, you want a player on the far. Player on the far probably makes a difference, but Volesky does what he needs to do, sees it, goes into the open spot, and he's the hero.
So Volesky, who came on as a second-half sub, coming off of injury, he wins it for OKC Energy, and once again, he is the man of the match. Here are your final numbers. Not many shots on target, only 5 combined. LA Galaxy 2, 16 shots. When you only put 3 on frame, generally not going to be a great thing for you.
Yeah, and they had at least 3 or 4 of those that were good opportunities that probably should have been better.
And you also see the possession, as we thought, evened up a little bit after the second half, but it's OKC Energy. They found a way. They are playing well, and they have won 3 in a row. Next up for OKC Energy, it's a trip to San Antonio. That'll come on July 4th before it's back home. A win tonight for OKC Energy, 1-0 over LA Galaxy 2. For Mike Pepper, I'm Ken Levicka. Thanks for being with us. A great finish here at TAP Stadium. Have a great rest of the weekend. You've been watching the USL.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.